What's up, dummies? We're about to react to a serial killer who realizes that he's been caught 45 years later. This guy apparently killed a bunch of people 45 years ago, and he just got caught after 45 years. This dude looks like a freaking serial killer, bro. Let's see what happens in this video. This is insane. It's been going viral recently. 22 million views.
Hi, good morning. I'm so sorry. I'm super embarrassed. Yeah. Hi, puppy.
This man is 74-year-old John Arthur Getrew.
Okay.
An elderly homeowner in Hayward, California.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really look like, if you told me that this guy was a serial killer 45 years ago, I would be like, I don't really see it. Like, if I saw him on the road, I'd be like, oh, look at that little nice old guy. He's so freaking cute. But dude, we're about to find out some crazy stuff about him.
What he doesn't know is that he's speaking with an undercover officer closing in on a decades-old secret.
Undercover officer pulled up to his house and was courting him. Ooh.
And things are about to take an unexpected turn.
This is about to be a crazy video, bro.
I was turning around in your driveway and I accidentally hit your car.
Which one?
The one parked in the driveway. Do you want to maybe take a look to see if we should exchange insurance information?
Take a peek.
Oh man, I'm so sorry.
Wait, I kind of feel, why do I feel bad for this old guy, bro? She's lying to him. She's an undercover officer saying, oh, I accidentally crashed into your car, whatever. She's going to try to get his information. Why do I feel bad for him? Maybe, what if he killed like 5 like young kids? Maybe then I won't feel bad for him, but I kind of feel bad for him right now.
So embarrassing.
Sheriff's office. Yeah, go ahead. Hands behind your back. Wait in the car. Go ahead and face the car.
Whoa, they just arrested him. They just arrested him out of nowhere.
Anybody else in the house? No, my wife's at work.
Wow.
Deputies give John a routine pat-down before he's led to the front seat of a police vehicle.
Wait, so I thought she was just, like, the undercover officer was just gonna be like, oh, I accidentally hit your car, like, can we exchange information? But they had cops staked out of his house. Wait, what? We gotta see why he got arrested.
See it. You want to rest on that? You're gonna close the door, make sure the dogs.
Yes.
We'll take care of your dogs. Okay. Yeah.
Though he hasn't been told why he's been arrested, John applauds the deputies for the ruse.
Good line for coming out of the house, get that guy out of the house.
Months earlier, cold case investigators in Santa Clara County reopened a murder case that had remained unsolved for 45 years. DNA from the crime scene was compared to a public database, allowing investigators to trace a family tree and identify John, a husband, father, and former Boy Scout leader, as the primary suspect.
Wait, what? So this was a case from 45 years ago. They used DNA. What?
Investigators bring him in for questioning, hoping to uncover the truth. Is this devoted husband and father simply the wrong man? Or has his carefully lived life been a cover for something far more sinister? The following is based on official police records, and most of the footage has never been seen before.
Wow.
So I'm Sergeant Cortez, okay? I'll let you know what's going on and why.
So this is security camera footage of the investigation room. This is fire. Dude, we're gonna figure out why this guy got arrested and what he did. Let's see if he's innocent or he's freaking
You're
guilty.
here today,
Yeah,
okay?
I'd like to know.
Yeah, absolutely, of course. Before I let you know what's going on, I just want to get your personal information. Just confirm your name. Your full name is John Arthur
Getrew.
Getrew?
Getreu.
Okay. Were you ever in the military?
No.
No. Have you ever been arrested in the past?
No.
John shares basic information about his past and childhood, revealing that he was born in Newark, Ohio,
Ooh, this is a
and
younger
spent the early
picture.
years of his life moving frequently due to his father's long military career. He spent a significant part of his teen years in West Germany, where his family lived on a U.S. military base.
Wow.
Now, you mentioned that you had never been arrested. And I found out something happened in Germany.
Okay.
Can you tell me about
I
that?
was arrested in Germany.
Okay, what happened with that? Can you tell me about that?
I was accused of murder.
The revelation is especially jarring, given that he's here today on accusations of his involvement in a completely separate murder.
Tell me about what happened. What was the accusation against you?
I killed a chaplain's.
what?
Or not a chaplain. Yeah, a chaplain's daughter.
Okay.
And that was all I knew.
Okay. Do you remember what happened?
No.
With this young female?
No.
No?
So he said he got arrested in Germany because they thought he killed someone, but they never found proof. But he's getting arrested today because they think he killed someone in the US. So he must have actually killed someone in Germany too. I
didn't even know her.
The young girl, 15-year-old Margaret Williams, attended a dance at an American youth club one Saturday night in 1963 when John was just 18 years old.
So apparently this is the girl from Germany.
The two were said to have met on the street shortly after, where she agreed to let him walk her home.
He's 18 shooting shots with 15-year-olds?
Her body was discovered the next day on a baseball diamond behind the club.
What? Her dead body was found on a baseball park? What?
She'd been sexually assaulted and strangled.
Bro, what?
You didn't even know her? Why did they arrest you? I mean, if...
Probably the next day
Okay,
after they found the body, I guess.
okay. How did they tie you to this body? How did they connect you to this body?
Somebody had seen me, walk that direction or walk towards the school, or
Okay,
it was an elementary school.
okay. Did you... I mean, I don't know the details of what
I
happened.
don't know the details either, so.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, low-key, he's like, what? He's like 65 years old now, and this happened when he was 18. I would have forgot stuff too, but is he actually the killer of this person? I feel like he's not. I trust this guy. I don't know why, but maybe by the end of this video, I'm gonna be like, this guy's a crazy dude.
Did you actually meet this young lady?
That's what they say.
Though John maintains his innocence, he was found guilty at trial for Margaret's murder, ultimately receiving a sentence of 10 years in a German juvenile prison.
Wait, what? So he was found guilty of the thing when he was in Germany. He was found guilty of killing that girl in Germany. He served 10 years. What?
Because of his age at the time, he was released after serving roughly 2/3 of his sentence. Then he walked
So
free.
he only served about 7 years.
And so you spent actually 6 years in prison?
Something like that.
Wow. And then how, after you were released, what happened?
I just was dropped off at McGuire Air Force Base, and my father picked me up, and that was it.
That was it? You came back to the
Never
United
heard
States?
a word from him. Nothing.
Okay.
After returning to the United States, John moved to California, and in 1975 was once again at the center of a serious crime.
Okay, I mean, honestly, so he gets charged for murdering someone in Germany, a little girl. He murders a little girl. Then he moves back to the U.S. with his family, and then he's suspected of committing another crime. Now, maybe this is just two coincidences, but what are the odds that you get like charged with, or you're a suspect of two different murders? Like, that's just like really rare coincidence.
And then at some point, there was another accusation against you about a sexual assault from the Palo Alto Police Department?
Palo Alto Police Department.
Okay.
That's when I was the leader of an Explorer post.
Okay. Can you tell me about what happened there?
Nothing.
Okay.
I
It's
was
just
accused, interviewed, and that was it.
Okay. What's this allegation? I gotta ask you.
Yeah.
This allegation that this young girl made against you that you sexually assaulted her. Did that actually happen?
No, not that not that I know of. And if I was arrested for specifically that, and then not even tried, and then nothing's happened. Like I told him, nothing happened.
Yeah.
I never saw her again.
Did you end up serving time for that? Do you remember?
How do you not remember?
I didn't serve any time.
How do you not remember if you went to jail or not, bro? If I went to jail, I would remember.
know of?
Okay.
I can't.
It's a pretty important
It
thing,
was
buddy.
so piddly that.
You weren't didn't go to trial or anything like that? Okay.
According to multiple news sources, John was 31 years old when the teenager came
Damn.
forward, claiming he not only assaulted and strangled her, but threatened to kill her if she didn't comply.
Bro, can y'all believe this,
He
bro?
received a 6-month sentence, serving just 30 days on weekends after 5 were suspended.
So I want to tell you a little bit about my investigation, okay? Are you familiar with the with Palo Alto area, Stanford area, the hills?
Oh my God,
in
he's
Stanford?
telling this guy about where he found a body or whatever. Oh man, let's see if he clams up, bro. Because dude, if I killed somebody and then somebody was telling me, oh, we found something, obviously I wouldn't do that. But let's say, I did something bad and I left somebody hanging out in a park or whatever, right? That if somebody was asking me about that park, I'd be like, you know what I mean? So let's see if he clams up.
Yeah.
You ever go out there?
I was a scout leader. I traveled all those hills.
Which hills are you talking?
Well, we were out in the Bay, Half Moon Bay Hills,
Okay.
and I traveled up through there, hiked with the boys.
Okay,
Did
fast
you ever
forward.
go in the hills like in the area around Page Mill Road.
Ooh, it's getting
Road,
big.
like just west of Stamford.
He's getting into it.
No, you never went to that area.
So he's saying he never went to that area, but maybe that's the area where they found the body. So he's just saying, oh, no.
So I'm investigating there's a murder up there in the hills, and would there be any reason that you were ever up in those hills?
Said no.
No.
Leslie Marie Perlov was a 21-year-old Stanford University graduate working.
She's so cute. Look at her, bro. 21-year-old. She seems like her name is Leslie Perlov. She seems like she's like Russian, bro. What? She seems like a cool girl. What?
As a law clerk at the North County Law Library in Palo Alto, California, in 1973. Her body was found dumped in the Stanford Dish hiking area.
Bro,
A
somebody
floral
killed her.
scarf was found tightly knotted around her neck and had been used as a ligature to strangle her to death.
God.
It was DNA found beneath her fingernails that led them to John.
There was DNA underneath her fingernails that led them to this old guy. So maybe, I'm just like thinking like crazy right now. Maybe he was like, trying to assault her or something. She was like, stop. And she was grabbing him, right? Like scratching him. And then a little bit of his skin DNA got underneath her nails. Oh my gosh, dude, the technology's crazy.
Who at the time worked near the Stanford campus as a security guard.
You ever see this young lady?
Oh my God, he's showing
You know her?
No, who's that?
He's showing a picture of the girl that this guy possibly killed 45 years ago. Wow, I bet his heart is pounding out of his stomach.
It's a young lady that an investigation I'm doing, and she was murdered.
Wow.
Do you ever see her at all?
No.
She look familiar?
Leslie's 1972 orange Chevrolet
Hey,
Nova
she had
was
a
found
cool
parked at the
car.
gate of an old quarry near Old Page Mill Road, just east of where her body was found.
Do you remember ever stopping by the side of the road and looking into this vehicle?
No.
It's an orange Chevy Nova.
No.
I mean, of course he's gonna say no. What would he say? Oh yeah, I remember. Like,
No?
No, sir.
Okay.
look at the fast forwarding.
Do you know the name Leslie Perlov? Leslie Perlov?
No.
No? Okay.
I kind of believe the old guy. I don't know why. He seems, either he's been planning this day for 45 years. Like he's like, okay, if I ever get captured, I'm just going to act like a lonely grandpa who doesn't know what the hell's going on. Maybe he's been planning this for 45 years, but I feel like he's telling the truth.
She wasn't a girlfriend of yours?
Oh, no.
Okay. I had to ask.
She's
He
cute anyway.
wishes.
Yeah, very,
That would
very
be
cute.
about, she'd be about 18 years old, I guess.
Okay.
At Stanford. Yeah, Stanford graduate. Yeah. But that's it. I don't even recognize her.
Curiously, the sergeant hasn't shared with John that Leslie was a Stanford graduate.
Why do you say she's a Stanford graduate?
Well, just by the way she dresses and all in
Okay.
this area,
Sure.
But, I didn't say graduate either. I said,
You said graduate.
she's a college kid.
Oh, okay.
He said
Now,
graduate.
This young lady was obviously murdered, like I said. She was strangled.
Jeez.
Would you ever think about doing anything like that?
Nope.
Of course he's going to say no.
I know that you were accused of a sexual
Yeah.
assault, right? Would you ever think about committing a
Of
sexual
course he's going to
assault?
say no.
I have no reason for it.
And I'm going to ask you these
That's
tough
facts though. Why would I do that? Like people who people who do that, like they assault somebody in like a weird way. Like, bro, just go meet. Like if you really want a girl that bad, go meet a girl and like go hang out with her and talk to her. Just be you, bro. You don't need to do it by force. Like nobody would.
questions.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's
yeah.
part
I
of
think
the
it's weird when people
investigation.
do that stuff.
When you were younger, did you ever fantasize about sexual assault?
What?
That's what
Type
it
of
sounds
question.
like by looking at my record.
Yeah. Or killing a young woman?
What type of question is that? Oh, when you were younger, have you ever fantasized about killing somebody? Like, obviously, this guy, he's going to say no. In any situation, he's going to say no. If he didn't ever do it, he would tell the truth and he would say no. And if he did do it, he would lie and say no. Why would he tell the cop, yeah, I used to fantasize about killing people? It's a stupid question, bro.
No.
In this investigation, if your DNA was on this young lady, how do you think? Why would you think your DNA was on her?
Wow. He just said, what if your DNA was on her? And let's...
Haven't the slightest idea.
I don't have the slightest idea.
Were you involved in the murder of this young girl?
Nope.
As the sergeant continues to press for answers, John inches closer to a major mistake.
Oh, he's about to make a major mistake. He must have said something wrong or something. Because at this point, they have no proof other than the DNA on her. But is that enough proof?
Yet aware of what he's about to give away.
You know about DNA and how it's transferred, right?
Yeah. This can be how it's transferred. I can always just tell.
Okay, tell me about that.
Yeah, one is semen.
Okay.
One is from the
Saliva.
mouth.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
That's the only two that I know of.
Okay.
Now, if there's some that are bodily, I mean, other than these two transferred, then it's totally different.
Okay. And you know about technology now, advances in
technology
technology
is getting good.
Yeah, so there's...
They're catching them every day.
Yeah. How do you think your DNA would be on a person?
Don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
Especially this person or these two persons.
What two persons?
Well, that you're talking about.
Yeah.
The two young women.
Okay. I showed you a picture of that one young lady.
Yeah. No.
Okay. What's the second young lady?
The one up on the hill.
Okay.
Yeah. There's two different places you're talking about.
Okay. One of them's up on the hill?
Yeah.
Okay. And then up on what hill? Well, you mentioned the hill.
Yeah, you mentioned it.
I mentioned the hills.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's the other one? Because I don't remember another one.
Well, there's the two girls. It's not both the same place.
I mean, I agree with this guy, the bald guy. Because the investigator mentioned one girl in the hills, and then the other Stanford graduate girl.
Okay. I mentioned one girl up on the hill.
Yeah, I mean, okay, wherever she was, wherever the second girl was.
Oh, okay.
While the sergeant doesn't yet know it, another woman was found in the Palo Alto area in 1974, 1 year after Leslie's body was discovered.
Don't tell me this dude did multiple...
21-year-old Janet Taylor was found dumped along Sand Hill Road in the same Stanford Dish hiking area.
Oh my god.
According to news sources, she'd also been assaulted and strangled to death.
Oh my gosh, dude.
The serial killer responsible for the deaths of both Leslie and Janet would escape justice for decades. Until now.
Don't tell me it's actually him.
I think I'm at a point in my investigation that, you know...
I'm guilty, and that's it.
Well, I'm trying, you know... well, there's a couple things, John.
What the fuck is he
Your
laughing
DNA's on her.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not trying to find out who did it. What I'm trying to find out is why.
That's what they always say. They always say, we know who did it, but why? They give the suspect a chance to redeem himself. Normally, the suspects feel like this is their way out. So then they're like, okay, it was an accident, you know, and then they had just admitted to it. He actually doesn't have proof that this old guy did it, but the old guy's going to admit it because he's going to fall for his trick. Watch.
And I think you know more than you're telling me.
No, I wish I knew.
With John refusing to admit the truth, another investigator joins in the effort to obtain a confession. And the added pressure will soon tear his lies even further apart.
Don't tell me he admitted it.
It's not an accident that your DNA got there. Your DNA and the type of DNA and where it is on the victim, there's no other explanation. You committed this crime. We know you committed this crime.
Oh my gosh.
Okay? What we don't know is why. And we're going to give you the opportunity to explain it to us.
Low key.
You don't have to. I thought about it, and that's all I can think of.
Honestly, bro, if somebody had me in this investigation room, if I was in this old guy's spot and they were like, you killed these people, we know you did. And I'd be like, no, I didn't. Like, if I truly didn't do it, I'd be like, what are you talking about, bro? I didn't do it. But this guy's just saying, Now, maybe I'll be different when I grow up, but like, if somebody was accusing me of murder and I didn't do it, I'd be like, bro, I didn't do it. Show me the evidence, bro.
No.
No what?
No, I'm not guilty.
Okay. Well, I'm telling you right now you are.
Okay, fine.
Okay? You had to have known this day was coming.
Yeah, I know that. That's why it took so damn long.
As they push harder for the truth about Leslie, John once again lets slip that she wasn't the only one he left in the hills.
So why her?
I don't even know who she is. If that's the first girl or the one girl that's up on the hill or whatever, you know.
What do you mean the first girl?
Well, he said there's two people. There's two girls. Unless I misunderstood him.
I think he said there was two girls. I remember the cops saying there was a girl in the hills, and then there was a girl found on like a baseball. I don't know.
They were killed within probably an hour of each other and 2 hours of each other, or day, or who knows.
Do you remember? How do you remember those details?
Some of the questions he's asked me.
Do you remember seeing any newspaper articles or media about those?
Nobody, but that girl there is not the other one that he showed me.
What?
If that's the girl there with, the other picture, I doubt it.
I think he's got autism.
I mean, look at the body.
Mm-hmm.
It could be somebody else. I don't think they're the same one.
Is that why you don't recognize her?
No.
Because that's not the girl that you
I'm
killed?
not questioning. I don't recognize her. I've never seen her.
Do you think it was a different girl that you killed and that's not the one we're
I
showing
didn't
you?
kill any girl.
Right.
You didn't kill the girl in Germany?
No. Well, that's total different. That's when I was 18 years old or younger.
Wait, what?
In a final confrontation, investigators forced John to face the mounting evidence against him.
There's a situation in Germany
Yeah.
where a girl ends up dead and you weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have a situation
Here.
here,
That was
years later after you came back to the States, where a girl ends up dead and you say you weren't there, yet your DNA is there.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the chances are of that happening?
Look, he's messing around with something. He's nervous.
I don't know.
What would you do if you were us and you were investigating this case? What would that look like to you?
There's a brick wall.
What the hell does that mean?
Well, I mean, you found out, you couldn't find out, so.
What do you mean I found out and I couldn't find
Oh,
out?
nothing. I'm just let it go. I'm.
Well, you understand it's my job not to let things like that go, right?
I'm not. I have nothing to say about it.
It's got to be quite a burden, John.
Mm-hmm.
He's guilty.
Well,
He's guilty.
I'm gonna put the questioning from here on, unless I'm represented by somebody in the court.
He's guilty.
What do you mean?
A lawyer.
You'd like a lawyer?
I like a lawyer.
Okay. Thanks, John.
After requesting a lawyer, the interrogation came to an end. But justice quickly caught up with 74-year-old John Arthur Getrew, who was arrested and booked into the Santa Clara County Main Jail with a $10 million bond.
Damn!
In January 2019, DNA from the torn crotch of Janet Taylor's underwear was also determined to be a
What the
match for
fuck?
John. In September 2021, a jury found him guilty of first-degree murder with
Oh my
infliction of great
gosh.
bodily injury in the killing of 21-year-old Janet Taylor.
So he was actually caught.
He was sentenced to 7 years to life in prison, finally putting a serial killer who had escaped justice for decades behind bars for good.
Okay.
In January 2023, he pleaded guilty to the murder
Wow, he
of Leslie
pleaded
Perlov
guilty.
and received a second life sentence to be served consecutive with the first.
Wow.
According to multiple news sources, John Getrew died of natural causes on September
Oh,
22nd,
wow.
2023, at the age of 79.
Wow.
His DNA remains in the state database and will continue to be compared against evidence from unsolved murders in the ongoing effort to close more cases.
So this old guy was actually guilty, bro, of all this. It's just crazy because he did all this like 60 years ago, and then he has to deal with it now. That's crazy. I'm glad they found, I'm glad they, did justice, but damn, that's crazy.